When elected, I will lead the charge to stop the massive budget cuts to our law enforcement agencies and ensure that our police, our fire departments, our county sheriffs, and district attorneys have the resources necessary to protect our communities and keep our streets safe for our kids and grandkids. We must ensure that all tools are in place for these brave men and women to educate our children about the dangers of addiction and help stop the spread of heroin and other related drugs, which have led to over 50% of all deaths under the age of 50 here on Cape Cod. We must do everything possible to keep violent criminals and sexual predators off our streets. Predators are the worst of the worst, and in my book, if you rape, torture, or murder a child, there are no second chances. These offenders deserve to be locked up, and they deserve to stay there. Protecting our communities and our kids must be a statewide priority, not a budget chip to be traded away in order to fund pet political projects and special interest favors. When elected, I will work to enact policies which will allow development and tourism to peacefully coexist, while at the same time protecting our environment. I will dedicate myself to protecting our unique resources, our picturesque villages, our pristine beaches, our surrounding waters, and the natural beauty that is Cape Cod and the islands. These promises may seem like common sense, for they are simple. 1, create a pro-private sector culture, and 2, respect and defend our irreplaceable community. Yet today, these common sense values are threatened, and our liberty, our freedoms, and our futures are at stake. This November, we must decide as a people, right here, on the streets and in the homes of the Cape and Islands, which direction we will take for our country, our state, and our future generations. As that wise man Ronald Reagan once asked, will we preserve for our children this, the last best hope for man on earth, or will we sentence them to take the first step into 1,000 years of darkness? Those words ring truer today than they ever have, and I will not stand by as an American or as a father to watch our government spend its way into oblivion and jeopardize the future of my kids and grandkids. I refuse to be a silent bystander in the endless march of expanded government control, endless tax hikes, mismanagement, and government corruption. I believe strongly that our best days are still ahead if we can end the corrupted one-party control of our political institutions and return to the founding principles of our country. Those origins sprang up not far from here with a little Boston Tea Party and something called the American Revolution. That country was rooted in the importance of the individual over government, one that understood that the family, not government, is the center of everyday life, one where freedom and prosperity would flourish, and one that would answer to the people and not infringe on their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have our own revolution now underway in this country, and we saw it sweep across Massachusetts GMC truck just this past January. It has been underway for months, but it is only the beginning of the battle for the American way of life, our dreams, our opportunity, and our prosperity. Most importantly, it is a battle for the future of our kids and our grandkids. We have no greater calling than ensuring a free and prosperous future for our children. It is our moral duty to pass this great American experiment onto them in better shape than we found it, to have policies in place that provide them with better opportunities than we had in our lives. This is our duty, this is our charge, and we will not fail them. We are a great nation, a great people. We are a beacon for all those across the world who yearn for freedom and prosperity. And on November 2nd, 2010, we can ensure that this legacy endures. But we will need to fight for it every single day. I stand before you today as a candidate for the state Senate. I ask for your support, for your vote, and I ask that you stay engaged right here on the streets of the Cape and in your homes. Talk to your family, your friends, your neighbors. Let's keep fighting for the future of this country and this state and for our kids. I am ready to lead this great community into tomorrow, and together it is on to victory in November. I thank you.